useless!
What's going on, YouTube? You're chilling with Transzabza. We're here today for another Pokenalysis video on Chinchou. Chinchou is pretty standard in Little Cup. It's not quite as standard as Mienfoo, but it's a fan favorite because of its typing, which let's go ahead and look at right now. Chinchou, its weaknesses are I got the weaknesses and resistances switched, so if you're seeing those on screen, please just flip them around. I do not have time to switch them myself because I've got a flight to catch in a few hours, so I am very sorry. Please just switch them around. I am very, very, very sorry. So we've got weaknesses in ground and grass, only 2 weaknesses, and resistances in steel, flying, ice, water, and fire. With the stats being overall moderate special attack and defense, pretty good speed, great HP, and underwhelming attack and defense. With the abilities Volt Absorb, Illuminate, and Water Absorb. Pretty much, Chinchou is a fan favorite because it's only weak to grass and ground. Grass, both are somewhat common in Little Cup, but it's not like they're everywhere. Like Fungus, yeah, you'll see on one every 2 or 3 teams. And maybe a ground type, pretty much the same ratio. But its resistances to fire, ice, steel, light, yeah, just all those different resistances coupled with the fact that it can Volt Switch makes it a great Pokemon. So speaking of Volt Switch, let's go ahead and go on to these strategies. This first one is a Smogon Bulky Attacker strategy with Berry Juice or Violite with the ability Volt Turn, Bold Nature, 76 HP, 252 Defense, 152 Special Attack, and 60 HP. With the moves of Hydro Pump or Scald, Volt Switch, Heal Bell, Soak or Thunder Wave, and HP Ground or Thunderbolt. The crux of this set is just, it's a standard set. It's bulky attacker, it's got some okay attack, it's got some good defenses, it's got some decent speed, just overall, just a team staple. The Hydro Pumper Scalds for damage versus burn possibility, Heal Bell over Soak and Thunder Wave. Not really sure why Soak is there. I guess it's for stuff like Feral Thorn, where it'll just come in and resist your hit and just mess up your life. Heal Bell is probably for utility, as well as Thunder Wave. And HP Ground or Thunderbolt is the difference between stab and hitting other Chinchous. So going on to the next one, the Smogon Rest Talk strategy. The Rest Talk set is Item of Violite, Volt Absorb, Bolt, with 76 HP, 252 defense, or 212 defense, 148 special defense, and 60 speed. With the moveset of Rest, Sleep Talk, Scald, and Volt Switch, Discharge, or Heal Bell. I'm actually a little bit surprised at the Smogon set for it choosing to go with Scald over Volt Switch. I mean, it kind of makes sense that you wouldn't have Volt Switch on there, considering not only do ground types are ground types immune to it, or immune to electricity, but also other Chinchous and other Pokemon with Volt Absorb or Motor Drive or Lightning Rod all have immunities to electric, while the only Pokemon that have immunities to electric are Water Absorb and Scald. Well, it's kind of 50-50 in my opinion. It just seems like it's weird why you'd go with Scald over Volt Switch. But you know what? It's their choice. It's their set. You know, they did the research on it. Whatever. The basic concept of this set is to take hits, rest off the damage, and then the Sleep Talk will get you a Scald, a Volt Switch, Discharge, or Heal Bell. I would really go with Scald, Volt Switch, or Heal Bell, just because you can Sleep Talk into a Heal Bell and get rid of your sleep. And any other statuses that are on your team. Moving on to the next one, this is a Choice Scarf set from Smogon. It is a item Choice Scarf, obviously, with Volt Absorb, Modest Nature, with 52 defense, 232 special attack, and 224 speed, which will let it hit 16 speed, with its maximum being 17 net Timid. With the moveset of Volt Switch, Hydro Pump or Scald, again, damage versus burn, Ice Beam or Dazzling Gleam, and Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is probably the main stab here, with Volt Switch for Volt Turn utility. And I guess Ice Beam is the option of being able to hit grass types over being able to hit dark types. I guess I guess Dazzling Gleam would help against other Chinchous and maybe hit with dark types and fighting types, but really I don't know. It's really your choice. It depends on what you fear more, on what your team fears most. If your team fears grass types most, it might be good to have Ice Beam on there. If your team fears fighting and dark types most, it might be good to have Dazzling Gleam on there. And because, again, Smogon, this is a pretty common Mon. I'm doing common Mons first, just so you guys can get a feel for the metagame. And, again, Smogon's done their research on this Mon, so it was kind of hard to come up with a strategy. But I finally managed to come up with, this is a custom Chinchou set I lovingly named Fuck Your Chow. It's with item Berry Juice, Volts Absorb, and Timid Nature, with 52 defense, 228 special attack, 220 speed, and 29 HP IVs, with a moveset of Thunder Wave, Confuse Ray, Substitute, and Surf, Discharge, or Dazzling Gleam. This is the epitome of fuck you. It's just so damn annoying. Because Chinchou's got enough... I'll explain the negative IVs. The Chinchou's got enough bulk to take a few hits thanks to its HP value. And you're maybe wondering, well, then why are you reducing HP? It's because Chinchou's neutral HP hits 24, which means perfect... I think it's 4 HP subs, or perfect 6 HP substitutes. And you don't want perfect 6 HP substitutes because you want to be able to have a little bit of HP left over. So by going, since you can't actually, you don't have enough EVs to raise your HP to 25, you just go with the next best thing and lower it to 23. So that way you can make 5 HP subs and still have 3 HP left over once you're done making all your subs. Not only that, but you can lower your you can go for 2 substitutes, still not be in the range for Berry Juice, and go for 1 more sub. You basically go for 3 subs before you can activate your Berry Juice. That's what the thing there is. Or that's what the thing is there. And Surf, Dazzling Gleam, or Discharge. Surf is just for damage. Discharge is for an additional para chance in case you haven't been able to get off your Thunder Wave. And Dazzling Gleam is just in case you want to go for a move that's not immune from anything. Like Surf and Discharge, it's going to be immune from Pokemon with like Water Absorb and Storm Drain, and Discharge just ground types and the abilities that make it immune. But Dazzling Gleam will let it hit pretty much everything neutrally. Well, it'll let it hit everything. And yeah, that's all there is to the Fuck Your Chow set. Let's go ahead and move on to checks and counters. Checks and counters for Chinchou. Number 1, Diglett. Even the Scarf set fears Diglett because Diglett can come in and trap it on a move that is either ineffective or that's pretty much it. Just trap it on the Volt switch and then it can't switch anymore. Another check and counter or another check or counter is another Chinchou actually. Chinchou walls Chinchou really, really well, unless that Chinchou is carrying Hidden Power Ground for Chinchous. Chinchou. I can't even say that 3 times fast. Okay, another check or counter is Timber. Timber does not care about the Scald Burns when it comes to Chinchou, and can take quite a few special hits thanks to Violite and the right EV investment. It actually benefits from getting burned from Scald, and yeah, it still gets worn down a little bit by Volt Switch, but still, it just doesn't care about the burn. I think another thing that I saw on there was Krogunk. Yeah, Krogunk was also a good switch into Chinchou because Dry Skin is immune to Scald, or makes it immune to Scald. Other checks and counters are grass types. Really, any grass type will resist Chinchou's Dual Stab. So unless you're carrying Ice Beam, any grass type's going to be able to come in on any of your attacks. And finally, special walls check Chinchou really well. And that may sound weird. It's like, oh, special wall, then it's for any special attacker, but not necessarily. A lot of special attackers have ways to get around this, like overwhelming power with setup moves, or just with the choice specs. And with Chinchou, it doesn't really have the amount of power that a lot of them can go around, and it can't really boost its special attack without going for like Charge Beam or something, which is ridiculous. Just don't bother, don't try. And I don't even think it gets Charge Beam, but you get what I mean. Special walls like Munchlax, Porygon, I don't think, not Volibee, but you get what I mean. Porygon, Munchlax, just really big special walls in the tier can take Chinchou on really well. And let's look at some teammates for Chinchou. Teammates include flying types with U-turn. And I say this specifically because Chinchou's only weaknesses are ground and grass, both of which are resisted by flying. And if you choose a flying type with U-turn, you can actually resist the hit and then U-turn back out into Chinchou when they make their switch. So some examples of this are Fletchling, Tailo, Volibee is another good one. They all get U-turn. They all get U-turn. Sorry, voice cracked. I think Rufflet might get U-turn, but I'd have to double check on that one. Another pal for it is Mienfoo. Mienfoo and Chinchou make a great Volt-turn core, especially since most mons that want to try and hit Mienfoo, that are usually flying types, Chinchou can take really well. Another great teammate for Chinchou is Larvesta. Larvesta works really well with Chou, again for a Volt-turn combo, but also because a lot of things that want to try and harm Larvesta, Chinchou can take care of, such as water types. If Chinchou's running the bulky Violet set, it can come in on a bunch of rock moves. When you Volt switch, I'm trying to find my words here. It's a Volt-turn core, okay? Just trust me on that. And finally, another good pal for Chinchou are hazard removers. So Defog, Rapid Spin, anything that wants to stop Chinchou, anything that wants to get rid of hazards that would impede Chinchou from Volt switching are greatly appreciated to this mon. So, as you can see, Chinchou, very cute, very switchy. That's it for this Pokenalysis. I hope you guys all found it enjoyable. I hope you guys all enjoyed it and found it informative. I'm sorry if I stuttered and messed up a lot in this video. It's actually very early in the morning for me, and I am very tired. So, again, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye!